everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte Guitars in Utrecht, the Netherlands, and today we are taking a look at this Gibson Byrdland from the year 1979 in its original sunburst finish. Not just finish is original, the entire instrument is original, including the hardshell case and the pickguard, which is not installed at this very moment because those tended to shrink, and that pickguard is no exception, and that also tended to tarnish the gold hardware on the pickup. So for this guitar's own sort of safety, it is not installed at this very moment, but it is there. So you really have the whole package. So yeah, really beautiful jazz guitar, archtop guitar, hollow body guitar. Let's get into it. Gibson Byrdland was first introduced in 1955 and then remained in production up until 1975. Then came back into production from 1977 up until 1979 or so. Yeah, this one then is from the year 1979, so from the Norlin era, with also some Norlin era type specs, like for example the volute on the back of the headstock, which is just really much sort of iconic by now for the Norlin era. But yeah, the Byrdland is kind of a weird guitar in some ways. It is obviously more so a jazz guitar with its carved top made out of spruce, which is arched. So an arched top guitar. It is a hollow body guitar. But it is not as deep as like an L5, because the depth of this body is 2¼ inches or 5.7 centimeters, as opposed to the L5's 3/4 and 3/8 of an inch body depth, or 8.6 centimeters. And not just that makes this model unique, it is also rather short. This is a short scale guitar. This is 23½ inches, as opposed to other sort of arch tops made by Gibson, which then would be 24¾ inches for the scale length. Not just the length of the neck is unique of this model, it is also very narrow and fairly slim, meaning that the width at the nut is I'm guessing 1 inch and 9/16 of an inch, as opposed to 1 inch and 11/16 of an inch, and it remains narrow all the way through. So from the nut up until over here, 21st fret, it just remains as narrow, so it doesn't become more wide as you go higher up the neck, resulting in just a really unique type of feel and the way that it actually plays, and it just plays really nicely, but definitely a bit more unique and probably more so meant for people with not that big of hands. So yeah, let's get into the further specs. Like I just mentioned, the top is carved, made out of spruce, just like that you would find on a Gibson L5. We got the original T-top humbucker pickups in gold, as we can tell, which just sound really nice. 3-way pickup selector, also original. The original bridge, which is floating, and the bridge base is made out of ebony with the really nice pearl inlays on each of the sides, and then the gold ABR1 bridge, and obviously the iconic Byrdland tailpiece that reads Byrdland over here. That just looks super duper fancy, and by the way, the gold, as we can tell, is in beautiful condition. Yeah, just really what we would like to see. Obviously a hollow body, so we got the 2 sound holes, F holes, and the original tone knobs from that era, which just look really killer. We got maple back and sides, also done in this gorgeous sunburst finish. We got multiply binding on the top and on the back, obviously making this a very fancy boy. And then we got a multi-piece flamed maple neck, 3 pieces to be exact, which is also just looks really beautiful, done in the same burst finish. And the fingerboard made out of ebony with the big block mother of pearl inlays, and the fingerboard is just beautifully dark and beautifully smooth and just plays like a dream. And it is also bound with also the extension done in this more fancy type of way. I actually forgot what it's called. It has a name, but I forgot what the name is. We also got the fire emblem, what was it, like flower pot inlay on the headstock done in mother of pearl, and then the truss-rod cover that reads Byrdland, and the Gibson logo also done in mother of pearl. Big old volute, very iconic of this time era for Gibson. And then this big bulky die-cast gold tuners that just work wonderfully and are also all original, not everything original, and it's just yeah, really a treat, and plays wonderful and it sounds wonderful. So yeah, if you are interested in this really beautiful Gibson Byrdland, be sure to head off to the links in the description. One of those links will take you to the listing of this guitar on our website, as well as a link that will take you to the listing of this guitar on our reverb shop, if you also happen to be an international buyer. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of really cool electric guitars like this, or cool acoustics, bass guitars, amplifiers, even all of that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us on our socials and follow us there. Links are also in the description for Instagram and Facebook. With all of that being said, let's hear what this Gibson Byrdland from 1979 sounds like. Going to be running it through the Fender Super Reverb from the year 1966. First going to be giving you some clean tones, and I'm also going to be playing you some dirty tones because obviously Ted Nugent, and for which I will be using the Warm Audio Centavo clone drive pedal. So yeah, let's get to that part and take this really wonderful Gibson Byrdland from 1979 for a spin.